Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Ljs Garage. I'm sitting in a 2022 Wagoneer, and in case you're not familiar with what's going on, let's say you took Hyundai and their Genesis brand. Originally, you had the Hyundai Genesis, kind of similar to here. You had the Jeep Wagoneer. But now, what Jeep has done is they went ahead and they took the Wagoneer name and they made it its own thing. So you've got the Wagoneer and the Grand Wagoneer. Those are the two starting models, and after that, I guess we just have to look forward to see what Jeep unveils. But they're saying that this is supposed to be a throwback to the 1964 Wagoneer and all of that good stuff. So this is supposed to be a lot more luxurious, a lot more nicer, something above the Grand Cherokee. And it gives you kind of a little bit more flair, pizzazz, and style and all that good stuff. So stay with me. I'm going to show you all the cool things that you need to know about the Wagoneer. So as I said earlier, there's the Grand Wagoneer and the Wagoneer. Of course, Grand, that's going to assume that it's going to be the higher tier, which in this case, it definitely is. And the differences between the two, one is going to be the engine. You've got a 5.7 liter in this, and then a 6.4 in the Grand Wagoneer. So of course, that's going to come with some trade-offs, such as a little bit more power, but unfortunately, a little less gas mileage. The good thing with having the Wagoneer is that this one actually has the e-torque system, so it's got a mild hybrid system. I think it's about 48 volts or so, and it gives it just a little bit of extra kick. So with both the Grand Wagoneer and the Wagoneer, you get 3 trims. There's a lot of other options, which I'll cover a little bit of those later on as we walk through. You've got the Series 1, which is actually unavailable right now. Jeep is focusing on the Series 2 and the Series 3. And then on top of that, for the Grand Wagoneer, you've got the Obsidian trim, which is right between Series 2 and 3, and it gives it a little bit more, class, and it's blacked out and it's kind of cool. So there's that trim. You can tow about 10,000 pounds with both models, and actually on the Grand Wagoneer it tows a little bit less, about 9,800 pounds, but still fantastic, and you would expect that from these bigger V8s. Gas mileage on this one is not too terrible at 16 and 22 miles per gallon. As far as horsepower and torque go, 392, 404. So it gets out of its own way fairly well, I would say. You only get one transmission option, that's an 8-speed automatic, so you get 4-wheel drive or 2-wheel drive. The Wagoneer starts at about $68,000 and the Grand Wagoneer starts at about $87,000. A lot of the features that are optional on this are going to come standard on the Grand Wagoneer. If you're shopping around, do some research, figure out which one's going to work best for you. That's all I can say. But without further ado, let's talk about this thing. Here's some shots of the outside. If you like it, you like it, and we'll talk about the outside afterwards. I like to start off with why it is somebody would want one of these, and most of this is for the space, the comfort, the luxury. So I'm going to start with that stuff. The outside, people can grow to learn to love certain looks, and if you like the Grand Cherokee and you want something a little bit upper scale, then there's this. And if you're just, a big fan of Jeep and you're just so happy to spend $100,000 on a Jeep, well, then you know the answer. There's that. Before I dive any deeper, special shout out to Performance Jeep over here in Centerville, Ohio for letting me film this beauty. If you guys are in the area, be sure to stop in and say what's up. All right, so we're going to start in the second row. In the second row, you can see that you got the captain's chairs, which are a nice option to have. And what you'll notice is you've got this nice screen right here. And this is actually an optional feature if you want, and you can get these TVs on both seats. They are running Fire TV, so if you're familiar with Amazon's Fire Sticks, this is exactly what these are running, and this is what everything looks like from the back seat. So you can see great interior, great materials, everything just fits well, everything is well done. So Jeep is not playing around when they decided they wanted to move up in luxury, and I am here for it. I've got quite a bit of legroom here, and the seats do move forward and backward, so this is it at the furthest extension, and this seat is set for me just about 5'9", and I can actually probably go up just a little bit more, but you can see plenty of room. This has best-in-class legroom, and it really does go to show. The quality of the leather is nice. And then let's go ahead and take a look here. You'll notice that you've got the tri-zone climate control. So back here, these guys can control their own temperature zone. I don't have that powered on right now, but I can show you guys if you're curious. You got heated seats, plenty of charge ports, and then you even have house outlet, and then a little 12-volt cup holders. And if you wanted to, there is an option to get another console here with another screen. You can have up to 75 inches of screen in this whole thing. So if you really like screens and, those 3 and these 2 aren't enough for you, you can have one more. And I guess technically you could have a heads-up display. That's not really a screen, but it's something. And before I hop in the third row, take a look at what this looks like. Again, great materials. If you got messy kids, you might not want to have the white seats, but if you look up top, you'll notice that you've got the triple sunroof. So, bam, huge. All right, I feel like I'm in an airplane. You got this little aisle right here, but that's what I mean. This is spacious. Look at this. So much room. And if you look up, you see you got your little moon roof. So you can get some light back here, so it avoids that whole claustrophobic feeling. And see, just like an airplane, you got your little light. So I'm not wrong. I'm not that crazy. I'm sitting here, 5'9". I got plenty of room to stretch out. I would have no problem being in here on a road trip. But if you look over here on this left-hand side, you'll notice that you can actually move the seat forward, backward, recline a little bit, and it gives you just a tiny bit more room to stretch out and get comfortable. You got your little third seat belt that comes out from the roof here. So if you want, you can actually just disconnect this, put this back up here, and now good to go. Look at that. So much room for activities. I don't know if people still say that, but I'm gonna say it. Just this thing is fantastic. And I know that it is pricey, but for the category of vehicles that Jeep is going after with this one, or Wagoneer is going after with this one, it makes total sense to offer these things. And when you've got cars like the BMW X7 and, you know, all these high-end cars, you really want to make sure that you deliver, and Jeep is doing that. As you would expect back here, cup holders, vents, and you can do the same thing, adjust these seats on this right side. Like I said, I wouldn't tell you guys this thing is nice if it was not. And coming from a Jeep Overland, I'm telling you, this is nice. And even the new Grand Cherokee is fantastic. So most people will be happy just staying right there. But if you need something a little bit more powerful for whatever reason, which you can get the 5.7 in the Grand Cherokee, so you may not need all this, and there's a third row L, all of that. So you just got to shop around, and Jeep's giving you so many options that pretty much anything you're after, they've got a car/vehicle for you. So just keep that in mind. And if you want, you can actually put these third row seats down from here. Look at that. Look at it go. It's like magic. Not really, it's just great engineering. Put those back up. If you guys want, I can do slow-mo, but this is actual speed. And if you need to get to the third row from here, push a button, seat pops back, and you can just slide this and hop in. So, just that easy. And these running boards are amazing to have. And then if you look on the right side, you got your controls for the third and second row seats. So let's go ahead and, you can see, put those down. There they go. And we'll get the second row going. Oh no, hold on. And there it is. So that's both rows folded down. You can see you got plenty of cargo space. And you're good. You got some storage under here. When you're ready, you just push a button, and this will actually bring your third row up. But your second row, you will have to go in and do that manually. And of course, Jeep still puts this folding button right there. But this is the space that you get with all three seats, or three rows, actually up. Down here, you'll see your Series 3 badge. And we'll stop right here. I'll show you guys the key really quick. You got your trunk release. Bam. Remote start, lock, unlock. And then if you hit this 2 times, you can actually go ahead and lower the air suspension from here, which allows you to load everything that you need to in this fairly easily. You'll notice you got cool LED taillights. You won't see any exhaust because they do go under the car, and they do exit right down there. As far as wheels go, you get 18, 20s, or 22s. Alright, like I said, you've got lots of screens in here, so they're all powered on now, and we'll go ahead and kick that one on in a second. But look at this. The interior is a fantastic place to be. On your left-hand side, you got your memory seats right there. You got your lighting controls on the left-hand side. You got your emergency electronic parking brake right there, and your pedals are actually adjustable. So if you're a short fry, you can go ahead and adjust those. You know, pretty easy. If you want to see those in motion. Look at that. Look at that. For all my short friends. Or if for some reason you're super, super tall and this is still just not enough room for you, then I guess you could move the pedals further away from you. But just look at everything. Hopefully this gives you a nice feel of what you would get if you were to purchase one of these. And you would love it. Guarantee it. take a look at the center console. And we'll just start right here since we're already here. You can see this is your shifter, so it's now the new dial style shifter. On the right hand side, you've got your air suspension controls. So you've got off-road settings, which raises it about 2 inches up top, and then you can lower it down 1 inch. So you can get about 10 inches of ground clearance, I believe, is what you can get fully on one of these, all the way in off-road max setting. So from here, you can select what kind of drive mode you want. So if you know that you're going to be taking on one of these terrains, or you just want to put it in sport mode, you can go ahead and do that. Right under here, you've got a wireless charge pad along with lots and lots more charge ports and an HDMI. Ooh, what's that for? It's for the passenger screen, so they can watch movies and whatever they want to do over there. So it's pretty nice. Then you got your main screen, which I'll dive into that in 1 second. So here, there's really not too much. You've got your dual climate control. There is an option, if you did want, you can actually make this a third screen. So there's that option for another screen, I guess, technically. So this is the screen, and you just press this button right here, and it'll allow you to navigate through the menus. And there's really not too much that you can really change, but if you want, you can control your driver assist. So this does have forward collision avoidance, pedestrian monitors, blind spot monitoring, all of the bells and whistles when it comes to safety. And it does allow you to, it's got the lane keep assist, but if you want the full driving experience, you have to go for something like the Grand Wagoneer to get where it actually autopilot drives you. Of course, you can see important things, gas mileage, music, all of that. If you're off-roading, you can see how much tilt you have and stuff. So that's nice. But really, there's not too much as far as this goes. Then back to the wheel itself, you see this is where you can actually do the radar cruise control, set the distance between the next car available and yourself. And then the rest is pretty much self-explanatory there. Jeep did keep the steering wheel controls on the back, so right, left, change your music, volume on the left side. So pretty easy. If you want to see some attention to detail, look at this start button. Just well done. It pops out of the dash. It's leather wrapped. This is nice, plastics and wood grain style theme things. So let's talk about the main display itself. So on the left-hand side, this is where you would see if you had your massage seats on, or if you had your heated or cool seats on, steering wheel. But what you would do is you click here, and that brings up this little menu, and you can adjust everything from there. Pretty self-explanatory, nice, easy, everything's fast. Anything that you need to do, if you want, you can hit the backup camera. Crisp, look at that nice car right there, that's a nice one. But this is a crisp display. And if you wanted to, what you could do is you can go, let's go home. You can do the split screen, and just look at that. I mean, everything is nice. You go into your comfort settings, and this is where you'll see that you've got access to be able to control the heated seats, cooled seats for the passenger, all of that. Dual climate can be controlled all here. If you go ahead and click phone, this is where you would have your Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. So no phones connected, that's fine, but this is where that would be. You go to your vehicle, and you'll see you can control the passenger screen, so that's on. So unfortunately, it looks like you cannot fold the third row seats from in here. Then you can go into your settings, go to your entertainment screen, passenger screen, turn that on. And it is on, you just can't see it from over here because of the sun. But we'll hop over there and I'll show you guys what that screen looks like in a little bit. But there's all these rear screen permissions. You can control kind of what they can and can't do back there. Safety and driving, we'll go into here. This is where you can see you've got automatic emergency braking, active lane management. You got your parking sense, front parking sense volume, blind spot monitoring, electronic power steering. You can set the different modes. So if you want it to be normal, sport, or comfort for your driving pleasure, your power step, if you want it to just stay up position, if you want to keep it where it opens with the doors, that's the best way to do it. You got your hill start assist and your tire fill assist. Then up top, you got your garage controls. You got your sunroof controls, and you can open this up all the way if you wanted to. Well, all the way, I said. And bam. Tell me that's not nice. And one more time, look at that. So if you got lots of kids, and if you wanted, you can get this in 7-passenger or 8-passenger configuration. So there's a lot of different options to build this the way that you like. All right, so now we're over here on the passenger side. See, they've got their nice little screens. So if you wanted to, you can click on apps, you can open up the camera so you can kind of spot your person, I guess. You can go to your controls, you can turn the screen off, headphones, all of that fun stuff. So pretty easy to get to most of these things. But we can go to the home screen, HDMI, remember down under here, that's where your HDMI cable is for that. So you can go ahead and do anything that you want, USB if you wanted to do Android Auto, Apple CarPlay 2 here, just to mirror your screen. There's no notifications, home, Fire TV, and if you click on that, you can turn off the screen. Let's go ahead and we'll turn their TV on. Loading, and let's look back here and see what you see. Like I said, it mirrors and you get control of all of that. And if you want and you opt for the Wi-Fi package, then you can get Wi-Fi in here and they can watch TV as they please. And just like that. So let's turn this TV off. Screen's off. You can kind of see what everybody's watching. So if you need to look back there and see what the kids are up to, you're always able to do that. Navigation, if you are sitting here and you want to go into like your maps, let's say we just open this up to big screen. And now the passenger has no excuse for not being able to help you navigate. And then whenever you need to, you can actually send this stuff to that main screen and back and forth. Really all there is to this side. You know, you got your glove box, bam, and yeah, very nice. As far as audio goes, you do have this Macintosh sound system, and if you don't opt for the Macintosh, you'll get Alpine, which is not too bad. It's 9 speakers versus like 19. And in case you're curious about all this storage, more charge ports. Let's pop this up. Look at that. And then one last one here, cup holders. And that's all I have for you guys on this one. As far as driving experience goes, there isn't really a whole lot to talk about or dive into. It's a big SUV. It's about 7,500 to 7,700 pounds, somewhere in that ballpark, and it is heavy. It is a 3-row SUV, so if you've never driven one of these, you will notice the size. And I'm telling you, some people don't mind, some people love it. They like to drive tanks. With the air suspension, it makes getting in and out easy. Running boards make everything nice. The driving assistance features, they all work really well. As far as I can tell you, other than a heads-up display, most of these things, you know, you're really not going to need. They're just safety features that you hope that you never need. Interior-wise, amazing. Quality, amazing. Features, amazing. Yes, it is right around $88,000, and it does run on the high side, but bang for your buck. You guys know I like to say that. This checks a lot of boxes. This does a lot, and it's very capable. It's not trail rated or anything, but it is a big SUV that's able to get you in and out of where you need to be, and it does throw back to the Wagoneer name in that it's take your family anywhere you want to go whenever the road runs out, right? That's kind of the whole idea behind it. And if you're curious, I will be doing a video on the Grand Wagoneer, so stay tuned for that one. Otherwise, thank you so much for checking out yet another video in LJ's Garage. Be sure to hit that like button, comment button, subscribe button, all of that good stuff. Let me know what your favorite 3-row SUV is, and you know, what do you think is missing from this, and what would make this something you would want to keep on your list? Share your thoughts, concerns, and let's talk about it, because I like this one, and I've got a lot of thoughts, and really there's not a whole lot of negatives that I had to say on this one. So if you like it, great. If you don't, let me know what negatives you picked up. There are certain missing things, like having this rear view mirror as a camera, just like you do on most modern vehicles nowadays. So that is there, but really a lot of those little things are bells and whistles. They bump the price up quite a bit. And this is, again, a Series 3. So if you need something a little less fancy, there is the Series 2. And if you wait long enough, you'll be able to get a Series 1. So thank you guys once again.